Hey guys, BigSquareRoadRunner.com. Get ready for the fight. Get ready for the fight. It's that old Gandhi saying, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Right now, get ready for the fight. They're done laughing. The people who haven't got into Bitcoin are all angry. The banksters are angry. A lot of people angry out there because Bitcoin and the cryptos are just moving. They're just going up and nobody can explain it. The expert traders are out saying, "Oh, this is nothing. We're waiting for the pullback, the tone vase and the like." But they're out of it. Goodbye. See you later. If you have followed the Road to Ruta, if you watched my video today right here, go to Road to Ruta YouTube channel. Operation Crypto Crush is what I posted. Now, this was a video I put up for private road members a few weeks back, basically outlining what happened. What happened from mid-November 2017 to the bottom, where it went from 6,000 to 20,000 and then back to 6,000. Here's what I wrote. In late 2017, a covert operation was carried out by large financial entities to make the price of Bitcoin both quickly rise significantly and then crash violently. This was planned and orchestrated to slow the excitement around the only viable alternative to our current unbacked fiat system. This operation was called Operation Crypto Crush. I would beg of you guys to send this to all your friends and family who say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I invested in cryptos." If they were part of the, I bought in at 20 and then freaked out when it went down to 6, you didn't make the wrong decision. You were part of a criminal operation. You didn't make the wrong decision. But now all that FUD is gone, and we're seeing green across the board in the cryptos. Bitcoin Cash up almost 100%. Absolutely, Roger Ver deserves a medal for putting up with the crap he had to put up with from all the Bitcoin Core guys. They're still angry. They're still angry. They don't see the bigger picture that Bitcoin was made for humanity, not for the core programmers to get rich. It was made as a means of exchange so we can crash the old system. And it's a morality issue in my book. But everybody has their own take on it. So do what you wish. I wouldn't buy Bitcoin with a 10-foot pole. I do own Bitcoin Cash, but even better than that is our friends over at Litecoin. Yes, I know it's only up 22%, but they always save the best for last. So yes, Litecoin will run, and when it does run, there's no catching it. $20,000 this year. We'll see if it happens, right? Who knows? We'll find out. But in the meantime, we do hear people crying. Then they fight you. Then they fight you. Here's the latest. And normally it's just the banksters. But this time it's a guy attached with the banksters. The original guy who invented PayPal, was the first CEO of PayPal. Writes this article, "Bitcoin is the greatest scam in history. It's a colossal pump and dump scheme, the likes of which the world has never seen," by Bill Harris. This is contributed post by Bill Harris, former CEO of Intuit and founding CEO of PayPal and Personal Capital. I can guarantee you why I wrote this article. Because PayPal makes 2.9% off every single transaction they do. And they suck money out of my pocket all the time when people sign up at Road to Ruta. They're part of the criminal cabal. So like I said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. So we're at the fighting thing, and this guy's just ridiculous. These arguments are the same ridiculous arguments, completely missing the whole concept of what it's replacing. The problem isn't Bitcoin. The problem isn't the cryptos. The problem is the old criminal system. The problem is companies like PayPal and JP Morgan and Bank of America. The criminality of the old system of debt-based money was the problem. Anyway, here's what he said, and you've heard all these arguments before. This is from him. "I'm tired of saying, be careful, it's speculative, and then be careful, it's gambling, and then be careful, it's a bubble. Okay, I'll say it. Bitcoin is a scam." Sounds like Brad Sherman and Jamie Dimon. "In my opinion, it's a colossal pump and dump scheme, the likes of which the world has never seen. In a pump and dump game, promoters pump up the price of a security, creating a speculative frenzy, then dump some of their holdings at artificially high prices. and some cryptocurrencies are pure frauds. Ernst & Young estimates that 10% of the money raised for initial coin offerings has been stolen. Probably has been. I have no doubt. Doesn't mean it's a pump and dump. Doesn't mean it's not a great way to save the future, save our monetary system from the total destruction of millions upon millions of people dying when the next time JP Morgan has a hiccup or Deutsche Bank, the bigger derivative holder, has a hiccup, which will come probably September. And this guy, Bill Harris, would rather have people die, millions of people die with the collapsing old system than to invent something new. Nice job, Bill. I'm sure you'll be remembered in the annals of history as such a sweet man. The losers are ill-informed buyers caught up in the spiral of greed. The result is a massive transfer of wealth from ordinary families to internet promoters. And massive is an understatement. 1,500 different cryptocurrency now register over $300 billion of, quote, value. It helps to understand that a Bitcoin has no value at all. What do you mean? He just said $300 billion worth of value. Wait, maybe he'll explain what he's talking about. Promoters claim cryptocurrencies is valuable as 1, a means of payment, 2, a store of value, and or 3, a thing in itself. None of these claims are true, according to Bill. Means of payment. Bitcoins are accepted almost nowhere, and some cryptocurrencies nowhere at all. I don't know any cryptocurrencies that's not accepted nowhere at all. I'll accept all cryptocurrencies, depending on the value and what I want to do with it. Anyway, even where accepted, a currency whose value can swing 10% or more in a single day is useless as a means of payment. That's not true at all. That's not true. I love holding cryptos. I love using cryptos, and yes, I'd rather hold them than sell them because I think they're massively undervalued due to what we're comparing it to, the unbacked fiat money system that they can print from out of nothing, create value, and give wealth to anybody they want, including Bill and PayPal. So I call bullshit on a means of payment. I'm going to use it in the future. I guarantee you I won't be using PayPal in the future. Store of value. Extreme price volatility also makes Bitcoin undesirable as a store of value. That's bullshit. It's been the best store of value in human history for the past 9 years. Look how much it's gone up. Don't you want a store of value to go up in price? The value of the dollar is the thing that's going down. Why would you store money in the US dollar? And the storehouses. The crypto trading exchanges are far less reliable and trustworthy than ordinary banks and brokers. I would say that is true because of ordinary banks and brokers get bailed out all the time by taxpayers. The cryptocurrencies are not bailed out by taxpayers, but his system, the reliable and trustworthy system of ordinary banks and brokers, absolutely continually gets bailed out on the backs of taxpayers and their customers. And yeah, this guy has no clue what he's talking about. Number 3, thing in itself. A Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. My favorite comment. A Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. Let's see, what is intrinsic value according to Bill? It only has value if people think other people will buy it for a higher price. Name me another thing that does not apply to. What is the intrinsic value of gold? I asked that to a gold bug once. He said, "Oh, you gotta dig it out of the ground." That's intrinsic costs. It's not an intrinsic value. That's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard in my life. If you're on a desert island and you have a choice between a sandwich and a brick of gold, what would you take? You would take the sandwich. The gold would have no value to you on your desert island, so there's no intrinsic value. There's more intrinsic value in that sandwich because you can do something with it. You can eat it. You can sustain yourself. Can you do anything with Bitcoin? Absolutely, Bitcoin and the blockchain. With Bitcoin, I can transfer $100 million right where I'm sitting instantly to China with almost no cost at all and no government staring down my back. I'm sure this is coming up very soon. The old government, this is for money launderers and drug dealers. It's the same thing they said when they invented the World Wide Web, and the same thing they said when they invented email. Money launderers, drug dealers, ooh, look out. All right, let's see what else he has to say in this his brilliant op-ed. Some cryptocurrencies like Sweatcoin, which is redeemable for workout gear, are the equivalent of online coupons or frequent flyer points, a purpose better served by single promo codes than complex encryption. Complete apples to oranges. Apples to oranges, absolutely. Indeed, for the vast majority of uses, Bitcoin has no role. That's wrong. Dollars, pounds, euros, yen, and renminbi are all better means of payment, stores of value, and things in themselves. I would rather die than hold those for more than 10 years. The dollar, the pound, the euros, the renminbi, they're all going to go away when the derivative bubble blows. When Deutsche Bank, which is supposedly one of the strongest European banks, goes sideways because there's 60 trillion, quadrillion in derivatives. Insane. This guy's a freaking moron. If he thinks that the dollars, pound, and euro, yen, and renminbi are going to be fine, why is he crying about Bitcoin? Oh, he's just trying out to. He's going to go save everybody from their big mistake. Big mistake to trust cryptocurrency as opposed to these things that are controlled by governments and printed at will. And how many times have the system crashed? September 15th, 2008. We were a matter of hours before everybody lost everything. Everybody lost everything because one bank was about to go down. It wasn't even a bank. It was an insurance company, AIG. But all the banks had their derivatives. They were the counterparty to all their derivatives. So we absolutely had to have $700 billion about the banks. And then it was leveraged up to 20 trillion. This time it's going to start at 20 trillion and they'll leverage it up to a quadrillion. And that still won't save the problem. All right, let's see what he has to say if there's anything else exciting this moron has to say. Cryptocurrency is best suited for one use, criminal activity. There it is, the criminal activity card. Okay, if you don't like criminal activity, why don't you shut down every bank in the United States? Because the biggest criminals, the biggest crimes, and the biggest banks doing that are the big U.S. banks that use unbacked fiat money. JP Morgan, obviously criminal. If you're in the silver market and gold market, you know exactly what we're talking about. But they also run drugs. They also were the only banker for Bernie Madoff, a $50 billion Ponzi scheme. It was actually $500 billion. They were the one banker. Did they go to jail? No. What about HSBC, the largest money launderer in the history of the world by far? Pays billions every year as fines for money laundering for drug runners. If you want to solve that big problem, Bill, why don't you shut down HSBC? You know why you don't? Because they use PayPal, and you get 3.5% or 2.9% of every transaction. Criminal. Okay, where is it? Because transactions can be anonymous. Heaven forbid that you believe in freedom and liberty in the United States of America. Law enforcement cannot easily trace who buys and sells. Good. I say good. Why would you want law enforcement to be tracing your every move? Why not just put a camera on your back and say, hey, walk around with me, big brother, and make sure I don't pick my nose in public? Sorry, I'm getting agitated by this moron. Heavy users of Bitcoins are criminals, such as Silk Road, WannaCry ransomware. Too many Bitcoin exchanges have experienced spectacular heists, such as NiceHash, CoinCheck, or outright fraud, such as Mt. Gox, Bitfunder. Way too many initial coin offerings are scams. 418 of the 902 ICOs in 2017 have already failed. Absolutely. How many companies fail every year? Thousands. There's so many more companies that fail than that are successful. But the successful companies change the world. We're going to be able to get rid of his PayPal because of the cryptocurrencies. It's going to be cheaper, it's going to be faster, and we don't have to deal with any third parties, much less the two banks on either side of the PayPal transaction and PayPal itself. Goodbye. All those costs, goodbye. That's why he's so pissed off at the cryptos. Hackers are getting into the act too. An estimated 90% of all remote hacking is now focused on Bitcoin theft by commandeering other people's computers to mine coins. Cool. Keep the hackers busy on that stuff. Hackers will be around no matter what we do. It's part of the game. Before it was hackers, it was bank robbers. I mean, what are you going to do? Stop human nature? All right, let's see. Even ordinary buyers are flouting the law Tax law requires that every sale of cryptocurrency be recorded as a capital gain or loss. And of course, most Bitcoin sellers fail to do so. The IRS recently ordered one major exchange to produce records of every significant transaction. Okay, let's talk about the law. Tell me about the law, Bill. Point it out. Show me where that crypto law is. Show me one crypto law. One law that says this cryptocurrency, if you buy it and sell it, you owe capital gains tax on it. One. They've had 9 years to make any law they want, and there are 0 crypto laws. They're trying to apply other laws. Laws for the stock market, laws for the commodity market, laws for the foreign exchange market. Which one do we use? It depends on who you're asking at that very moment. It is ridiculous, these arguments. And yet, a prominent Silicon Valley promoter of Bitcoin proclaims that Bitcoin is going to transform society. Bitcoin's very resilient. It stayed alive during the difficult time where there was the Silk Road mess, when Mt. Gox stole all that Bitcoin. He argues the criminal activity shows that Bitcoin is strong. That is not what he just said. He said it was strong because it survived all that bad stuff that happened. Can he not read? Maybe not. I'd say it shows that Bitcoin is used for criminal activity. Well, PayPal's used for criminal activity too, my friend. I hate to tell you. Absolutely. I can do a Google search on PayPal and criminal activity if you want. And do you want to end up in jail like you want to put anybody who uses a cryptocurrency in jail? I don't think so. Bitcoin transactions are sometimes promoted as instant and nearly free, but they're often relatively slow and expensive. Yeah, when it's too busy. It's a fledgling enterprise. It's just started out. I could do an instant transaction that's almost free right now using Litecoin or Dash. And he says it takes about an hour for a Bitcoin transaction to be confirmed. And the system's limited to 5 transactions per second. That's not true. That's not true. We can use all kinds of different cryptocurrencies. And with a Lightning Network and all these new innovations, it's going to be faster than your little PayPal thing. Basically, he's upset. He's upset because PayPal is going to go under. Bitcoin is absurdly wasteful of natural resources because it's so computer intensive it takes as much electricity to create a single Bitcoin, a process called mining, as it does to power an average American household for 2 years. Is it worth it? Okay, let's think about it. Is it worth it to get rid of bankers that control our lives? Is it worth it to get rid of these criminals who destroy our children, destroy our air, destroy our food? Absolutely, it's worth it. Do I care that I have to pay 2 years worth of power to power my house? Why not just release free energy? We've had it since the 1920s. Would that solve your little natural resource problem? Absolutely. Finally, he says, in what rational universe could someone simply issue an electronic script or just announce that they intend to and create out of the blue billions of dollars of value? It makes no sense. Bravo! The best thing you finally said. Let's read it again. In what rational universe could someone simply issue electronic script or just announce that they intend to and create out of the blue billions of dollars of value? That's called the US dollar. That's called the unbacked fiat system. That's what you just described. It makes no sense, but you have companies that deal in that. You were the first CEO of PayPal as your claim to fame. All you're doing is taking some money from this completely irrational universe over here and with another buyer in a completely irrational universe over here and putting them together. Because all those money, that's just created out of thin air. At least with Bitcoin, there's a limited amount you could do. That's the key. He doesn't even talk about 21 million coins or a different coin. If a coin is unlimited, there might be a reason for it, or it'll probably go to zero. I don't know. This guy just got me riled up. And like I said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win and PayPal loses. I'll probably get booted off PayPal now. That's probably fine. Anyway, if you guys are interested in what's going on with the crypto crash, Operation Crypto Crash, who did it, why they did it, and all that, go to my YouTube channel, Road to Ruta. Don't forget to subscribe and like it and send it to your friends and read this one, watch this video, Operation Crypto Crush. You will enjoy it. This is Weir. I'll talk to you guys later.